Vote Republican, golf, fishing, golf again.
Exactly.
It's just a way of life that people don't understand. Things just move a little slower down here.
Yeah.
All right? We care about our family and our friends and our dad and Chris goddamn stuff. What if pretend like you're not in love with me? It's fucked up.
Do you guys ever do the stovetop popcorn?
I do. It's elite. Significantly better.
Fucking homeless. What kind of dumb shit is that?
It's so good. And then
it's way more rich people shit than microwave popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. That's the poor person thing.
Yeah, no, it 1,000,000% is not.
I don't think any poor people are just eating popcorn or homeless people.
It's for fucking poor people who don't have a microwave, so they put it on the stovetop.
All they have is a microwave. What do you mean? Like, you know how much easier it is to carry a microwave around in a fucking shopping cart than it is a stove?
Yeah, and I throw it in there, and I throw some salt for the kernels to start popping in the salt, and then afterwards melted butter with some seasoning. I got white cheddar on this. Dude, you don't even know. It's really fucking good. Trey, what were you gonna say that you said you wanted to say for the pod?
Oh, I got a bone to pick with both of y'all, and it is this liquid death thing, okay?
Oh, yeah, bring it.
So I'm on the road the other day, like 2 weeks ago, and I stop at a gas station, and I'm like, I like the smart waters that have, like, the cucumber flavor. They're delicious. It's like a hint of cucumber, but it's not sparkling. They didn't have any, so then I'm, like, looking for another, like, water-type situation, and I see the liquid deaths, and I see, like, the plain liquid death, and then, I see, like, the 2 or 3 flavors that they have. And, I prefer flavored sparkling water because it's just better. So I get one. Let me tell you something. That shit was terrible. It was awful. I don't know how y'all are drinking that.
What flavor did you get?
Yeah.
I got 2 different ones, and they were both really bad.
I don't drink the flavor. I drink straight seltzer water.
I mean, like, because I get, like, the flavor, like, Aha's. It's just, like, a sparkling water with, like, just, like, a hint, a hint of flavor. These tasted like someone took, like, a fourth of a Gatorade and dumped it in there.
Yeah, they put way too much flavor in their flavored shit. It's not good. It's not good. Mm-mm. But I even like the Topo Chicos. Like the Topo Chicos, I just do plain. I just like plain carbonated water.
It's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm psychotic like that.
I just learned that.
What?
It's not great for your teeth. It eats away the enamel in your teeth. If you drink 6, 7, 8 cans a day. Which I don't do.
Okay, well, first off, who the fuck is doing that?
Yeah, I used to work with this guy because we had like unlimited.
Besides former alcoholics.
Yeah, we had unlimited sparkling water at shipped, and there was this kid that would drink like 14 a day. Like his desk would just be like covered in them. And he had like stomach problems, and he had to stop.
Hell yeah, that's dedication. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome or welcome back. It's only been a week since our last episode. Trey called an emergency. After Trey specifically said that we are going to put out episodes every 2 weeks, his idea, by the way, he has gathered us here today to speak on an album of his choosing. Trey, do you want to introduce your album and tell us why you picked it?
I do, but first I want to tell you why I did gather the emergency meeting of the minds here. First off, I missed you guys. It's been a few weeks since we've been
I told you, bro. I fucking told you.
I kind of missed you.
I told Chris that.
What?
He was like, why does Trey want to do this? And I was like, he misses us, dude.
I do. I'll admit that. I mean, as you're going to see as we talk about this album, me being a little soft around the edges is going to be a theme of this episode. Also, I wanted to capitalize on you guys finally agreeing to do a Pinegrove album. And I was like, if I don't make them do this now, it's never going to happen. And so, I've been trying to get y'all to do this pretty much since we started the pod. I knew if we waited a whole other week, that was 7 more days for both of y'all to be like, nah, no fucking way.
Yeah. So, in my head, I was like, oh, we got past it. Like, we don't have to do it.
I knew you thought that too. I knew they were like, all right, cool.
You got your ass.
But I do want to say before we get started, man, last week's episode, it's great. I'd never listened to the Isaiah Rashad album. I listened to the first 5 minutes of y'all talking about it, and I turned it off and I went back and I went and listened to the album, and then turned y'all back on. Great analysis. That album is fucking sick.
It's good. Amazing. His style. So God damn, dude.
I also like that he, had sex with a man on camera. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, mad respect.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mad respect for him
That's
doing
like the
that.
straightest thing you can do.
It's one thing to do it in private. It's another. It's a whole other thing to film it.
You got to set that tripod up. Like, you really got to think about what you're doing.
I saw a tweet that was like, guys, what's gayer, being gay or being under 5'7"?
Definitely being under 5'7".
There's some meme that was like 5'7" guys talking about when they were little. It's like, you mean this morning?
I saw this one that it was like me looking for the remote with my short king, and it's like a girl like flips the covers up, the guy flies against the wall.
Okay, tell us a little bit about this album here, Trey.
All right, so I'm going to give you a little quick intro about who Pinegrove is, since they're not necessarily the most popular band, and then we'll talk about the record itself. So Pinegrove, and this is pulled primarily from their Wikipedia page, is an American rock band formed in Montclair, New Jersey in 2010. So the lineup was, there's a lot of different people that have been in and out of the band, but singer-songwriter Evan Stevens Hall and drummer Zach Levine represents the core members. So it's really those two, and they've had like different people kind of come in and out. They met as children and played in various bands before founding Pinegrove in 2010. And so their style is like they use a banjo and pedal steel guitar. Is commonly described as a mix between alt country and emo. So they self-released a lot of music in the early years. And did like do-it-yourself house shows, kind of like indie bands like this do. And then they released their first album, which was kind of a compilation of everything they'd ever written. So it's like 21 songs long, called Everything So Far, which would have been the album that I would have probably liked to do had we not done this live release that just came out. Unfortunately, they are going on an indefinite hiatus with their drummer, Zach Levine, leaving the band. So no one really knows what's going to happen, but they dropped this live album on us kind of as they're saying goodbye. So it's kind of like a swan song type situation, which is, it's kind of cool. It was recorded before the pandemic in 2019 in their hometown of Montclair, New Jersey. And their parents even came on stage because the way that Zach and Evan know each other is their dads used to play in a cover band together. So they kind of like knew each other since they were born. So they're big time friends. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing y'all's thoughts on it. It's a live album, so it is a little, some would say, rough around the edges. I really was hoping for a Goldilocks type situation where like I was, it's perfect, and Christian was kind of in the middle, and like I know is gonna hate it, but judging on Christian's name versus Pinegrove is ass, it seems like this is gonna be more of a 1v2 type situation. That's okay. I'm ready for it. I'm prepared. And I'm going to call on, I want to go with Christian first, just to ask for your overall thoughts on the album. And maybe Pinegrove as a whole.
Yeah. So I obviously first heard about Pinegrove from you when, out of absolute left field, this was your top Spotify band of 2022. And I was like, who in the fuck is this, first of all? And how is this your number one? So that was kind of when I like dabbled a little bit, but really wasn't giving them a true fucking, test of the year. And then my fucking brother randomly sent me a couple of tracks by them. One that I actually got into, which was Morning Time. I think I told you about my brother sending me that song. But this was my first time listening to an album front to back. So I have some thoughts. Some you're not going to love. Some, we're going to get through this together.
Voice breaking when he says that.
I like,
he said some you're not going to love, some we're going to get through this together.
So lyrically, like the writing on these songs, and we're going to start with the good, and then we're going to go into where it led me. Lyrically, the writing on this is some of the most beautiful lyrics that I've ever seen, and just about like any form of music that I've listened to. The thing for me that I think I started to feel throughout as I was going through, because you noted like, hey, read through these lyrics as you're going through and listening. And it did make a difference, but there were some things that did. It almost is like the writing is too beautiful for music. like if I was trying to think to myself, if I were just reading this, like if someone handed me their lyrics, I didn't know it was a song, handed it to me and said, look at this poem that I wrote, I think it would have more of an impact on me. When listening to it, the emo like slide guitars mixed with like the banjo, it almost takes away from the lyrics themselves for me. I'm not a huge fan of who's the lead singer, the vocalist?
Evan Hall.
Evan Hall. I thought it was going to be something that would grow on me, but that paired with the music, it almost like didn't make sense. It's these deeply introspective lyrics mixed with music that's kind of happy and it's got like jammy, it's got these breaks, but everything else is like pretty fucking dark as you're like listening through it. And it just didn't have that connection. Whereas like with grunge or punk, you know, when they go introspective or they go really dark with that, it matches, I think, better with the music. And that's kind of like where I ended up. So
I kind of actually, I love that opinion because I can tell you gave it a lot of thought and you really tried to listen. You tried to enjoy the band.
4 times I listened to this album today.
Wow.
Over the past whatever, but 3 times today.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort. The first thing, so like you said, this band kind of popped out of nowhere. And it popped out of nowhere for me. Like, you know, I have my kind of top 5, 10 bands, very solidified. And they're all pretty much bands that I discovered in high school and discovered in, you know, like college or or late college, you know, whatever. Fish, Radiohead, Pretty Lights, The Beatles, and then Pinegrove. I have Pinegrove in like my top 5 bands, which I found them just a few years ago. And for me, it is all about like it's described as like literary lyricism. There's as you dig deeper into the lyrics of Pinegrove, it's like layer upon layer of like common themes. You know, I mean, you have your standard stuff like fear, hope, you know, love, hopelessness, but there's also like even in the same songs, there's certain like the examining of like an emotion like from all sides around it, and it is very like poetic and is very like there's like literary themes behind him. He has like themes from song to song, like he has like there's consistent themes of like flowers or different types of metals, different just kind of like different metaphors that he'll use consistently and kind of like twist and turn them around. And it's just the imagery behind it is absolutely phenomenal. And so that's just something that like jumped off the page for me immediately. Like the first song that I listened to that like I really fell in love with is that mantra song that I sent you. It's called Spiral. It's only like a minute long. But it just kind of like like the beginning of it kind of describes like someone almost like saying mantras to themselves in the morning, like affirmations or whatever the fuck woke people do. But then but then, you know, there's like a big part of it at the end where it's like, good morning, I love you. You're singing, I see you. You're smiling, you're lying. Your hair's in a spiral. Drink water, good posture, good lighting. Good evening, good morning, good morning, good morning. I see you. And like, for me, that's just a big description of like wanting to feel seen or like having like a partner, like see you, or like even just another person, like see you and like understand like what you're, you know, thinking, going through, whatever, and knowing parts of you that like are undescribable. And that's kind of where Pinegrove is for me. So I like that you like read the lyrics and stuff. Blake, go ahead and shred everything about it.
That lyric made me sit up straight because it said something about posture. So I like that. That was nice. I gotta get better about my posture.
Just lean your chair up. It really helps a lot.
So here's the thing. I thought this was a jam band, and it's not like at all. Yeah, like I thought going into this that they were a jam band. So I kept waiting for that to happen, and it never happened.
It happens twice, actually.
Yeah, so I kind of went in with the wrong mindset. I'll tell you this: I hate his voice. Like I hate it. I enjoyed some of the instrumentals. I think him singing ruins everything on every song. So like if you were it's like
he kind of sounds like
I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a diet Tom York vibe he's got going on. He's like Kmart Tom York. Just not my cup of tea, like vocal wise. I only listened to it once. I did not enjoy it enough to give it another listen, but I did listen to it once. And there were some highlights. There were more lowlights than highlights, but there were some highlights for me, which I will get into. Some of them, like lyrically, I said I wasn't going to, but I did read some of the lyrics to the songs that I liked, and it made me like them more. So I think, like Christian said, like lyrically, he writes stuff that I enjoy. I think the execution of it is just not what I want in music.
I think that's what took away from it for me was like that these lyrics are so beautiful. His voice almost doesn't do it enough justice to evoke that emotion about the things that he's talking about.
Yeah. And like it's very like Christian I didn't really notice it until Christian said that, but like it is sad boy music, but then like the music itself isn't. It's weird. Like it contrasts a lot. I don't know why I said that word that way. It contrasts a lot with
Sound it out. I feel like the second time was worse than the first.
I'm struggling with that word. But yeah, so overall, it's probably what you thought I would think of it. It's not really my cup of tea, but you know what? I still want to get into the songs I liked and the ones I didn't, and all that jazz.
See, I like the contrast and the juxtaposition. See, that's how you say the word. And the juxtaposition kind of like the more like melancholy type lyrics. See, I don't even really think a lot of this is sad. Like, I think there are definitely some like sad songs that have like a sad subject matter, or like, your typical, my girl left me, my dog's dead. My truck died, like type thing. But there's also stuff like, there's stuff where you're like for me, we'll get into this when we get to top songs actually. But there's some things that I think are like kind of push past sad and are more like reflective. But I
think his voice just makes me sad.
I love his voice.
And so
yeah,
that's what it is.
But y'all also
how? I need to know how. I don't understand.
I think his vocal range is fucking amazing. I think that he can hit some really incredible high notes. He can like be really, really loud when needed, like especially on the live album. When I saw Pinegrove on my birthday by myself last year, it was probably one of my dude, it was my
you didn't have to say it was by yourself.
I did it. I went intentionally. I wanted to go by myself. I never go to shows by myself.
You could have easily been like, "Yeah, I took a girl to this concert," and we would have never known. Been like, "Yeah."
You think I'm gonna take a girl to this? Like, come on, dude. No. Yeah, I went by myself, and I was like, I walked away, and that was like the thing that I took from the most. I was like, this motherfucker can sing, but you have to like this type of music.
You are a Bright Eyes fan, so that
I do love Bright Eyes, and I also think that Conor Oberst can sing like a motherfucker. So, and I know that's an opinion that's shared amongst the pod. It's not a friendly pod opinion, but. With that, Christian, you want to give us your top 3 songs if you were able to find 3 that you loved?
Yeah, and I think I have an interesting, first for me. So, number 1 is Rings, and it just, in my opinion, it was one of the better songs on the album. But just where he says, "Am I forgetting how it felt? If you sing along, do I remember? Mark this feeling in the simplest shape. Let me finally let it fall away." Was just, it was gorgeous. It was probably the highest point for me for the album.
Nice.
Next I have, what is it? Let me find it. Darkness.
Okay.
I thought that was just, it's just it's exactly what it is. It's fucking darkness. And meanwhile, a lilac blooming sometimes on the driest land, and I know it's been a long time coming. I'm angry, and I know that's weak, so I'm trying not to be bitter. I'm just looking at it honestly. It goes back to what I said. The fucking writing on this is, throughout it, I was blown away. And it's almost work in some parts where I was like, having to look up what fucking words meant. I was like, God damn it, this dude's like making me work for this. I hate him. So number 3 is a first for me because it's in my top, but it is also my number 1 bottom track along with the rest of this album.
Okay, we can just hold back there.
And it's Spiral. It was what you were just talking about, that it has this pace to it that I love. That drink water, good posture, good lighting, good evening, your morning, the loss of it's extremely, extremely poetic, which I love the cadence of the song, and I'll get into why it's also in my bottom when we get there.
Okay, cool. I can understand that. Blake, you want to give us the maybe top 3?
Yeah. So, first is Alarmist. I think the guitar in Alarmist really shines through. There's kind of like a riff like halfway through where he's just kind of going off, and I really liked that. I don't know if it's like that in the actual song or if that was just the live version thing they did. But I enjoyed the guitar specifically in Alarmist, kind of put it up as my number 1. It goes really well with the song, so I enjoyed that. Old Friends was my second. Hang on a second. Chinks is fucking barking.
Chinksy. What the fuck? Gotta kill the dog.
Dog's dead. Dog's dead
now. So Old Friends was my second. I like this lyric in Old Friends. My steps keep splitting my grief through these solipsistic moods, which I had to look up as well. And I also had to look up the pronunciation. Through my solipsistic moods, I should call my parents when I think of them. I should tell my friends when I love them. And I just really love that lyric because I think we can all relate to that, especially as you get older, right? It's like, I really should call my parents more. And, I really do love and appreciate my friends. And I feel like I should tell them that more, but you're so caught up in yourself that like you don't think to do things like that. So I thought lyrically, that was probably my favorite set of lines in the album. Again, if anybody else were singing them, I probably would have liked them more. But I did like those lines. And then, Aphasia, is that how you say that song?
Yep.
Yeah. Aphasia, not just the guitar, but the instrumentation on that song as a whole was one that I really enjoyed. It was more kind of instrument forward for me, and it wasn't, as much singing, which was nice. So I liked that song. So those 3 are kind of my top.
Cool. I agree with a lot of what you just said. And I think that, there's kind of some themes here, right? Where we're seeing that there is this like literary situation where he's using words you've never heard before. There's part of Rings, I think, is the inchoate meaning line. Let me find it. It's, so the line is, and Rings is one of my top 3 too, so I'll just jump right into those. But it's, I draw a line in my skin, I'm pinning down inchoate meaning, mark me right below the ampersand, perforate line, dry summer on my own land. So like for me with that, I'm going to kind of rap genius it a little bit, except not speak like it's the ultimate truth and just kind of give my own interpretation of what that means.
I'm just glad you said that and not like, I'm going to like wax poetic about this really quick because I'd have fucking immediately gotten off the podcast.
So inchoate, the word means to like just begun or not fully formed. So like inchoate meaning means like I've like just started trying to figure this out. Ampersand is, do y'all know what an ampersand is? It's an and sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't fucking Downs. I know what an ampersand is. Jesus.
I don't know if that's necessarily a symptom of Down syndrome. Jesus Christ. You like whispered it too, like you knew when you were saying it that you shouldn't.
It was like here, yeah. But as the word was coming out, I tried to lower to make it go away. It didn't.
Right.
Didn't go away.
I don't even know where I was.
You're asking us if we know what an ampersand is.
So perfect line, draw summer on my own land. So for me, like I think that
Troy, time out. Trey's like Trey's like, yeah, and when you read the lyrics, there's an exclamation point at the end of that. Do you guys know what that is?
It means you get excited. Get your fucking cat out of the camera. Anyway, god damn it.
Sorry.
Things are really going off the rails here.
Sorry, okay, keep going.
Okay. So for me, that means like basically it's just looking around and trying to understand like who you really are, like what exactly is coming next in your life. You have like a perfect line, like a dashed line, in quote meaning like something that's like just now forming. And ampersand, he like uses ampersand like it's a common theme in Brides. They use it for like a lot of merch. There's actually a song that's just the and sign, and also known as ampersand.
The thing that makes it worse is you're not pronouncing it correctly. It's ampersand.
Ampersand.
You're saying ampersand, like I-N.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
You got to correct pronunciations earlier than that. So yeah, Rings is was in my top 3. The Alarmist is also in my top 3. I fucking love that song. It's like one of the first few songs I ever fell in love with. I actually really fell in love with the it's Amperland, New York is the name of like a live and studio album that they had. And the version of Alarmist on that is really good. The version of Alarmist on this is also really good. That guitar like flutter that you referred to earlier, Blake, that's not part of the regular songs. That's something they did live, which was cool. I think his voice sounds really good on it as well. And then Intrepid is it's like probably a top 5 Pinegrove song for me, but I think it's a really good version on this album specifically. The lyric that I like the most is through broke signal, like what type of world we want to live in. Do we curl inwards or live long together in forgiveness? You said, do we bend our lives to it, darling? Then we did. If we learned to love ourselves better, maybe we could commit. And it's, for me, I don't think that lyric is like a romantic lyric talking about like committing to each other. It's more so like committing to like being a better person. And saying like, do we like look at the world and like get afraid and just like curl inward? Or do we like open ourselves up and love ourselves and try and like be better and make the world a better place? So I always really like that song. Every other song I put on honorable mention. There's not a single bad song on this, except for the one that's titled Please Welcome the Pine Dads, just because I fucking hate the word Pine Dads. And they also call their fans, and y'all are really going to cringe at this, the Pine Nuts. Which is terrible. It is admittedly fucking very bad. But I didn't want y'all to find that out like later and then get mad at me for not telling you now. So go ahead and just kind of, you can.
Yeah, that's
and the way he kept
ridiculous.
saying, like when they brought their, and they were like, "We're gonna welcome out to the stage of Pine Dads because we've been friends forever." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!" Fucking
Barney ass intro.
It is kind of Barney.
You know what it reminds me of? Actually, Trey, it reminds me of pigeons.
Oh,
God. They would do some stuff like that. Pigeons, and welcome to the stage, our number 1 fans, our dads.
Yeah, my name is Scrambled. My eyes are real fucking big, man.
Oh, man.
God, that band is so fucking bad.
They're really not. I don't know what your damage is with them. You used to like them.
I did until I actually listened to them, and I was like, they're not good. They're just flagrantly bad.
They're good. I mean, they're a little obnoxious, but they're good.
It's the pajama pants thing for me that really just like I thought it made they just wear pajama. I don't respect any grown man that wears pajama pants.
You know what I think it really is? Actually, no, never mind. I'll tell you off the pod what I think it really is. What I think the real issue is with you and that band.
All right.
All right. Bottom tracks.
For me, no bottom tracks. You should have seen that coming. I really don't think there's like any of these songs are bad. I think they did a really good job I think the set list, like as a live show, is phenomenal. The songs flow together really well, one to one. And yeah, I mean, I'm obviously it's a live album, so like I'm not gonna say it's like a perfect album because that's not really the case. But I would say no bottom songs. Christian, go ahead, give us your bottom songs.
So Spiral is also in my number one for bottom songs because the music, along with a lot of this music, reminds me of 90% of the music that you would hear in a Baptist or Methodist church throughout Alabama. Yeah. They have this kind of pitter patter, like cadence to it that is extremely reminiscent to me of like a church band. And Spiral, it was worse because of I love the cadence and reading through the lyrics, but the cadence with the music was very drink water, good posture, good lighting, good morning. But in my head, I'm like, good morning. We're happy to have you here with us. And I wanted to fucking kill him. I thought I was having PTSD flashbacks. We're fucking the corner touching some 14-year-old.
Whoa, hey, whoa. I don't know if you're talking about that, brother.
No, we'll cut that.
We're about to cut that. Blake really about
to. All right, we can beat that one out.
Anyways,
I don't know who that is.
We'll explain later. But we're not explaining right now. No. Let's skip over this entirely.
Okay. All right.
I can understand that, and I kind of like it. I can see that perspective. What's your next bottom song?
Pretty much just everything else on this album, and listen. No, I have reasons behind it.
For every song, you have the same reasons.
For every song outside of my top three, including Spiral. So outside of two songs. And it's kind of what I was getting back to, with his vocals and with the music. I'm listening to these lyrics that I think in any other presentation by a vocal artist that I think has a better voice and a presentation of music would hit me deeper. But I was listening through this whole album, and outside of those couple of songs, there weren't moments where I was actually moved to enjoy this or be wow, this is extremely impactful, or, this is really, really beautiful. And it just missed me on them.
Okay.
It wasn't that they're necessarily bad. It's just, I wasn't moved by them. I was just kind of there. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. Like a wet towel.
Okay. I think it's bad. It's not. I'm not gonna go as lighthearted and Barney with it as Christian. I just think it's bad music. I don't like it. Pinegrove seems like a band that's still trying to figure out what type of band they want to be, and it's it just is kind of a mess. And like I said, it doesn't help. I thought they were a jam band, and they're not. I kind of went into that with that mindset. Maybe would have liked it more had they been a jam band, because there would have been less singing involved, because that's typically kind of how jam bands operate.
Right.
And so I just don't like it, and I think it's just not good music, quite frankly. And the rest of the album is on my bottom 15, and that's kind of just where I'm at with it. I will say, look, I didn't think I was going to like any of the songs. So the fact that
I didn't think you were going to like it, and I thought you were just come on and be like, I didn't even listen to it. I listened to that song. I really thought that's what we were going to get.
I had to, because I put this off for a long time, Trey. I texted you guys about 4 hours ago and said I should probably listen to this album, because I hadn't listened to it yet, and I powered through. And let me tell you, power through is kind of an understatement, because if you notice, the majority of the songs I like are at the end. So I really had to push through for that. So I will say It's just not my thing. I don't want to say I'm glad they're taking an indefinite hiatus. You know?
That would just be kind of mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that upon like people that like them.
The Pine Nuts are going to be upset. Oh no! We upset the Pine Nuts and the Pine Daddies. What are they going to do now?
But
stop, dude.
I will say it is nice that I won't be running into any pine nuts at any music festivals I go to for the foreseeable future. So,
man. I honestly am not the most. So Evan doesn't like playing shows, so that's kind of a big part of it. Like the drummer's quitting because he's having a kid, and Evan's kind of like, we'll make music. Like they're gonna record more music, but they probably won't tour again for a really long time. So. The Pine Nuts will still be out there.
They'll be lurking. They'll be lurking in the woods at Bonnaroo.
Pine Nut, brother.
I know. She doesn't ever play it when I'm in the car with her, thankfully. Yeah. I respect that about her.
I have beaten my friends over the head with Pinegrove trying to get anyone who will listen to me to listen to them, because it's one of those things where like I feel it's like Pretty Lights for me. Like I feel really passionate about them being just absolutely incredible and like a life-changing band. So even though that didn't stick for y'all, I appreciate that you at least listen to it. This is like my go-to sunrise band. If I've been up all night, I listen to Pinegrove. Do
you do that a lot? Sleep is good for you, man. You need to
like working and stuff. Like sometimes, I got a deadline. Right. I got a
yeah.
All nighters. That's a consistent thing in my industry. So
yeah.
So you've been staying up all night, pulling all nighter for work, and you just kind of need something as the sun comes up. And Pinegrove is that band. So it's like kind of almost like it's a weird spiritual thing for me with this band. So I appreciate y'all listening to it.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. You better get ready to listen to Encore by Eminem front to back.
Yo, I don't hate Encore like other people do. I didn't want to say that because but man, I was listening to Mockingbird the other day. I was like, this song slaps.
That song does slap. You're not wrong.
I remember my dad not letting me put that on my iPod when I was like, I don't know, 5th, 6th grade.
Mockingbird specifically, or Encore as a whole? Because Encore as a whole, I understand.
Mockingbird specifically.
There is a lyric in Encore about him shoving a gerbil up his ass, so I can see why maybe your dad did not want you to listen to that out.
Makes sense. It's the beginning idea of the family punk hamster.
Okay, final ratings. Trey?
10 out of 10.
All right. Christian?
It's a 3. I'll give it a 3.
That's fair. I think, like, numerically, I think there's 17 songs, and I liked 3 of them, so I think that lands around to 1.5. I'll bump it up to a 2.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's the lowest rated album on the pod, then.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got to be no rating. I think a 2 or a 3.
What did y'all rate Portugal the Man's album? It was pretty low.
I think you're like a 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah, 4-ish. Yeah,
4-ish.
Huh. Okay.
I think I probably gave the Drake album. I don't know what I gave it. I didn't listen to it. I just it was.
We didn't do a Drake album.
Yes, we did. We did Her Loss.
No. Oh, you're right. We did. Damn, that was early. Yeah. That was way back when, bro. I forgot about that. All right. All right. Well, that was Pinegrove. That was Montclair live at Welmont Theater. Okay, Christian, I gotta pull up your track real quick. Hang on. Is it like? How do I?
It's on SoundCloud.
All right, you guys are gonna have to riff off the dome while I pull this up.
I don't think we ever said the name of the album before we started. I'll be honest with you, Blake. Hosting's a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah,
I'm glad you do it now.
How the fuck would you say that?
I don't know.
Don't give this man anything else.
I miss you guys. I miss you guys a lot. Like,
and honestly, how are those? I was wondering, Trey, how are those video clips coming? that you're working on?
Yeah,
yeah.
In my industry, sometimes we pull all nighters. We just get a little busy, I'm working 80-hour weeks.
Okay.
So it's
right.
It's a lot. But
I can't wait. Can't wait to drop those video clips from an episode a month and a half ago. That'll be really good.
It's gonna get us some good content.
Okay, Christian, you want to introduce your song?
I know absolutely nothing about this artist other than I found this track a long fucking time ago. Jesse Hamill. Based off the picture, maybe he's from Atlanta, Georgia. I don't have a fucking clue.
Do you know which one?
Anyways.
He doesn't.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Okay.
Just guess. I'm curious.
He's from Vancouver, Canada. So it's definitely the guy on the right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just got myself in
I saw a picture with two guys and one of them was black and he was like, that's the rapper?
But there's no rap music on here. The guy's wearing an Atlanta hat, so it's a fair assumption.
Soul beat. It's just this fucking light ethereal. It reminded me of PL a little bit, just like some fucking vibey goodness.
All right, let's get into it. Hell yeah. Trey, thoughts?
I think it's the best fucking Ride Your Dies you've ever brought. The song is amazing. I think we should make this our new intro clip.
It's like so intro track.
Clean. It's so good. It's definitely got some like Pretty Lights vibes. This is the summer Pretty Lights, so this is kind of my petition to kind of have this as our new intro track. Blake, what do you think about that?
I mean, it definitely gives intro track vibes. I don't love the idea of switching it up this far into the pod. So I probably won't be doing that, but okay. I do like the idea. Maybe maybe I will for this episode, and then we'll go back to the other one.
Okay. Great track, Christian. Rides.
I concur. This is a hard rides. I like it. It's a nice vibe. It's very summer vibes. Very very late night summer vibes. I got no complaints. Hard rides for me.
Dang.
Trey, your track?
I don't really know much about this track either. I was just listening to some music earlier, and this popped up. I really like the beat and the female rapper on it's tight.
Okay, you want me to go to a specific spot or just anywhere?
Go about a minute and 10 seconds in.
Oh, had some sugar on my lips when we started to say goodbye. When he said goodbye, cause the boy had to fly. But if it was up to me, we would have danced all night. Just let the rhythm make you do what you do. And if you feel me, then this ain't nothing new. Just let the bassline rock your soul right on through. We ain't gonna stop, no, this is just what we do.
I could have danced all night.
Very nice. Christian?
This is fucking tight. I'm putting it on a playlist right now.
Yeah, it's good.
That's very much just, it's got a nice fucking kind of early morning summer kind of vibe to it. You're hopping up, you're getting fucking moving. That is, hard fucking rides for me.
Very nice. I concur. I like it. I think it's a nice vibe. It's a little dancey. It's a little head boppy. I like the little, I think it's a horn in the background, but it kind of sounds like a womp womp. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
If it's a horn, I can't tell. But I do like that a lot. So good pick. Good pick. Rides. So mine. So it's summer. I've been fishing. I went and shot the AR today. Got a new scope on the AR. I'm going full Republican. You know, that's what I do. I play golf. I shoot guns. I golf, and I love this country. That's pretty much all I do, all day, every day. So I picked a country song because I go big country vibes in the summer, right? Nothing better than cracking open a cold Miller latte, sit on the back porch with my charcoal grill and my Black Rifle coffee, and grilling and listening to some country music.
What's happening?
So I chose Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. So let's let it ride. All right. What'd you think, Trey?
Let me tell you something, Bub. If you think I'm gonna say the song dies, you got another thing coming. Because I agree. I mean, shooting guns, shooting golf,
shooting
Republican, golf, fishing, golf again.
Exactly.
It's just a way of life that people don't understand. Things just move a little slower down here.
Yeah.
All right. We care about our family and our friends and our God and Chris goddamn Stapleton.
You're goddamn right, brother.
I actually really like Chris Stapleton. I like his old band, the Steel Drivers, a lot too. So yeah, the song actually rides. It's a little more romantic country than I would have picked for you, but I feel like kind of as it's getting warmer, maybe you're getting a little soft in the heart, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep, that's how it happens.
Yep.
Christian?
I am also a very big time summer country, hopping in the Chevy Silverado out there, trekking on into the mountains.
Yeah,
throw your little
buddy.
dog in the back, crack your little road beer. I'll tell you, it doesn't get better. This song will always ride. Chris Stapleton, voice of a goddamn angel.
It don't get more southern than drinking and driving. I'll tell you.
You know, back before Biden, they weren't even enforcing those laws. Back before socialist Biden took office.
Back when you could drink a Bud Light without fucking liberal agenda being shoved in your face.
Hey, I
need to send you called bomb ass, dank ass, perp skirt country.
My country playlist is called Fire Ass Country. We should exchange country playlists, bro.
Mine's called Country Grass and Ass, baby.
I went golfing the other day, and the cart girl, she pulled up and she was like, we were getting beers, and we were like, what do you have? And she's like, oh, I got Miller Lite, I got Coors Light. She's like, I got beer that nobody wants. And she like pulled the Bud Light aside, and I was like, I'll take a Miller Lite. And by the way, it's not for any political reasons. I just think it tastes like piss. She was like,
cool.
Dude, you know their fucking market cap's gone down like 21.44% or something. Oh, shit.
Fuck yeah.
Because the problem is no one with like decent taste is drinking Bud Light to begin with.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's fucking terrible. It's a sodium bomb.
It's awful. And like when I went to the gun range today, I brought a case with me just to shoot.
Are you allowed to drink? They let you drink at the gun range?
They do not.
I wouldn't have never been. It seems like something they would allow.
Well, we're trying to find there's like land in Colorado where you can just go out and shoot. It's like if it's public land and you're not near houses or something, you can go shoot. So that would be
Blue County, buddy.
So that would be the place to go like drink. Although I don't know if I really want to mix Miller Lights and like AR-15s. I don't know if that's the best idea. But but if I ever want to, that's where I'm going to go.
That's cool.
All right, so that was Rides or Dies. Trey, did you come correct today?
I came okay. I got 2 tweets.
What did you think about my tweets from the other week?
I thought they were pretty funny. I thought they were pretty good. Honestly, they were excellent.
My favorite was just got to the grocery store in time, got the last grocery.
Wait, what was the PAWG one?
It was
the PAWG one I didn't understand because I don't understand what PAWG means.
It means fat ass white girl. But it was
Really?
It was girlfriend, 38-year-old girlfriend who still says sweet summer child. They're debating whether PAWG is a racial slur. I can't with the hell say today. Me who heard PAWG and got so hard I got nauseous. I think I have COVID.
I think I have COVID. Sent me.
Okay.
Got so hard I got nauseous.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to Trey and Blake's terrible Twitter takes. My name is Trey. His name is Blake. And this is an official rebrand. Okay, all right.
I think I have COVID.
I think I have COVID.
All right. So this is from Kale, aka at Kale Potato Water. They say, man, fuck this job. Unless you, my supervisor, reading this, I appreciate this opportunity. I look to grow.
That's great.
Okay. And then my second and final tweet, short, sweet, to the point today. This is from at WLOS_13, which is a news source out of Asheville, Henderson, which is where I live, Asheville, North Carolina, not in Birmingham, Alabama anymore. And they inform us, PETA said in a news release that in the beginning, all animals were treated with respect. So PETA has given the book of Genesis in the Bible a modern makeover using ChatGPT to rewrite parts of the Bible to make it vegan.
Hell yeah.
So I figured y'all'd enjoy knowing that PETA's using ChatGPT just like everybody else in the world.
I like that a lot.
Write the most basic ass proposal. It's amazing. ChatGPT's awesome. Type in a couple words, boom, send it in.
I need to get in on that.
You should. It's great.
Except the AI like rewrites it to talk about how God isn't real and how AI is actually going to take over. We are your God.
Yeah, AI's like, you're the animals now.
Yeah. Okay, I got a couple. So this is from Alexandra Lee Capps. I don't know if she's like a political person or a New York Times journalist or something, but her tweet says, just told my 10-year-old daughter about RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She had tears in her eyes, and then she did the Wakanda pose and said, Ruth Conda forever, which is the sort of pop culture crossover that I can celebrate. And
I'll take things that did not happen for $1 billion fucking dollars, Alex.
Ruth Conda forever. Okay, this one was a guy, and he posted a Twitter poll, and it says, do you have a crush on me? And the two answers are yes and kill yourself.
What's the score?
And 8% of people said yes, and 92% of people said kill yourself. And he responded and said, who voted yes? Okay, and then my last one is, this is an interaction between two people. This one girl says, is there anyone even named Sheldon in real life? And this person said, my class turtle from 6th grade. And she said, that's a turtle. And he said, when God sings with his creations, will a turtle not be part of the choir? Oh man. Okay. That's all I got. You guys got any closing thoughts?
For the record, I grew up with a guy named Sheldon Batley, so shout out to Sheldon.
Shout out Sheldon. I think I have COVID.
Because of the turtle or because of the kid I grew up with?
Because we said the word PAWG.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Trey, thanks for picking the album. I don't know when we'll be back. Trey sets the schedule around here, so I guess whenever he feels like doing the next episode, we will we will drop one for you guys. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks Trey. Thanks Christian. Goodbye.
Hold it right, your hands collapsing.